Okay, so I saw one guy in the comments talk about this, and I guess maybe I'll give my 2 cents on gaming acquisitions so far and what do I think of them personally. Apparently, Sony's trying to grab Kadokawa, which is the parent company of FromSoftware, and if they get them, according to what I've been told, Sony will have a stranglehold not only on Crunchyroll, Funimation, but anime in general, which is the main reason why I think they're trying to get the studio. Apparently no decision has been made, but come on now. This is big headline news. Sony owning FromSoftware, meaning they're gonna get all those fucking Souls games that are critically acclaimed and that sells well, and it's gonna be exclusive on the PlayStation platform. So Xbox, look forward to that, because I guess you're not gonna be able to play Souls games anymore. They're definitely gonna lock gate that. It's gonna be PC and PlayStation only. Yeah, that's why monopolies are not that good. And I'm particularly speaking about the anime front, because again, if they already own Crunchyroll and they already own Funimation, this is another feather in the cap. I mean, come on. I think acquisitions have made me to be a very disillusioned person when they happen. At first, it used to be awesome. It used to be cool. Oh, a company buys this company. Sony buys Insomniac Games. Cool. We get Spider-Man, PS4. That game is fucking amazing. We're getting Wolverine. Spider-Man 2 was not that bad as people say it is. They hate it, but I like Spider-Man 2. And it seems like all is okay on the Western front. Not all acquisitions are the worst thing in the world. But we have to cycle back to EA. Going back in the past, rewinding that clock, the EA graveyard, where the plot is dug up, the bodies are buried, and we see there's been a lot of studios that EA has killed in the past. Pandemic. They made Mercenaries, and I liked Mercenaries 1. It was like a sort of open action adventure game. You play as this mercenary, you get in tanks, you do these like militia missions. Star Wars Battlefront 2, the OG, just going around shooting Wookiees in the face and lightsabering people. A very fun time, right? Danger Close, who made Medal of Honor games. We have other Death Studios I notice in here, like Visceral Games, who created Dead Space 1, 2, and 3, Mythic Entertainment, Westwood, Salt Lake Studios for EA, Origin, Black Box, Maxis. Why am I showing you this? Why are you seeing this in particular? Why are you seeing all these graves from EA? It's because they killed off a lot of this creative talent. And I know you must be thinking to yourself, yes, there is a reason why they close studios. Sometimes it's not making enough profit. Maybe they need to cut the fat and liquidate a couple of people, put them on bigger IPs and projects that make more money. We've seen people carried off to the COD mines, right? So Radical Entertainment, they got carried off right to the COD mines after making Prototype 2. Sometimes some IPs, they don't strike a fire in the gaming industry, and that's not good enough for publishers. I believe publishers and developers, they always have differing levels of, I want to say, interest in what they want to do. The publishers, they will fund the game and they want that game to be a success. The developers, they just want to make art. And there is a stark contrast and difference between the two people. And sometimes publishers are like, your game didn't really sell enough. You gotta go. And this is the main reason why I am very, 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 very disillusioned with the idea of video game acquisitions. Because what if my favorite studio, and my favorite studio has ended up in the graveyard before, what if this happens to more people in the future? I'm not gonna be excited. I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm not gonna like it. Visceral Games, already, you see them right here. The plot is here. They are dead. Now EA Motive has to pick up the slack. What if they decide to close EA Motive? They'll be dead right next to them. Build a plot, it could be here. It could happen to anyone. We've seen it recently with Microsoft closing Arcane Austin and closing the other people, Tango Gameworks, the creators behind Evil Within 1, 2, Ghostwire Tokyo, and Hi-Fi Rush. They came back like miraculously. They came back and now they are with, I think, Crafton. But guess what we lost in the process? Microsoft owns the Evil Within IP and they own Ghostwire Tokyo. I just wanted a fucking Evil Within 3, man. That's all I fucking wanted, right? And now I'm not getting that from the original creators. Instead, Microsoft and their grubby, petty hands, they're gonna sit on that IP and do nothing with it whatsoever. We're never seeing another game in that franchise unless you want to wait the next 10 years. Then by all means, go right ahead. But it makes the argument, it makes the example. Why not give these IPs to the people who really made these IPs what they were, who showed they were worth a damn? Why not? Oh, because we are greedy corporations and we want to hoard these IPs and maybe we'll make something in the future. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. It's sitting on your hands. It's resting on your laurels. It's bullshit. That's what it is. And we've seen it with Sony. Now, I know Concord is not the most favorite game around here, right? But the thing is, they never, like Firewalk Studios, they never had a chance. They never will get a second chance because Sony said, you know what, we're gonna shut you guys down. How's that gonna look for the next indie developer trying to make a game, get a game off the ground, and then they go to big corporate, PlayStation or Microsoft? They have a dream. And what happens when that dream is not really favorable to corporate suits and publishers that want money for a project? They have super high expectations. They're gonna be shit canned too. They're gonna be fired too. And it seems like there's not a safety net with these acquisitions. Like anybody can get laid off, cut off. We've seen too much of it, and I believe this sullied the idea of acquisitions for me, because so many people are getting fired. What am I going to be excited about, right? Tango Gameworks, what am I going to be excited about? The main thing I'm excited about is they're making Hi-Fi Rush 2. But their tenure with Microsoft, what else am I going to be excited about? Because they laid them off. They let them go, right? These games are taking very long to create, and this is common in the AAA landscape, right? Where games take like about 5 to 9 years to complete. Therefore, if a company is making a big AAA game and they got acquired by someone, like look at the Bungie acquisition from Bungie and Sony. We haven't seen anything of Marathon at all recently. A couple of snippets here or there, but when is the game coming out? When are we getting it? When is it coming? This is the big developer that made Halo what it was, that made Destiny into a big franchise. Where is their next game? It's in development hell right now, I guess. I'm not seeing it. Where's the Marathon updates? I want to play it. Where is a demo, a beta, something? It probably does exist, but where is it right now? Like, I want to play it right now. Where is their next, like, single player, multiplayer title, right? I'm not seeing it. Instead, what we had was Bungie giving input to Naughty Dog on The Last of Us Part 2 factions, and now we're not getting that because of their opinions, and Sony got swayed, and of course the whole shit going on with the shitty live service debacle with PlayStation. We're not getting that anymore. All I see is disappointment from all of these acquisitions. Disappointment, dismay, and uncertainty for a lot of these studios in the future. I hope the best for them. I really do, because you don't want to end up in the graveyard, but it's very possible. It's very much a thing. It's a dread looming over all of these people, and it's a dread looming over me that I just don't appreciate anymore. When I hear a big studio and a big publisher come out and say, oh, I bought this company, I'm like, meh, we'll see how it lasts. I shouldn't be feeling like this. I should be excited. I should be ecstatic. Oh shit, what is the potential they could do for me as a fan of PlayStation? What is the potential they could do? Instead, I'm like, I hope they don't get fired. I hope they don't get shit canned. Maybe their game will launch, maybe it won't. That is extreme pessimism. And I can't really blame myself, because that is the position I am put into because of how these fucking publishers coordinate shit. I can't get excited. I'm not excited. I'm not excited when a big studio is bought. I'm not excited when Microsoft buys a bunch of big people. Instead, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm excited for COD on Game Pass. There are benefits. Like I said, there's not acquisitions where there aren't benefits to me reaping those benefits, because there are, but in a large sum, I'm not excited whatsoever for what the future holds, especially if FromSoft is bought by Sony. That just means another anime monopoly is coming down the horizon yet again. It's sad, and I wish that more indie developers could go independent so they have a fighting chance. I understand not everyone can be a Kojima Productions, but that man got lucky, and he has name recognition, brand recognition, so he made it. He said, fuck this, I got screwed by Konami. They screwed me. I'm gonna make my own studio, built on the back of my name, my legacy, Kojima Productions, and I'm gonna try to make this thing successful. I don't answer to nobody, and if I answer to somebody, they better be putting the fucking ones and the zeros in my wallet, because that's what I need, right? And it's successful. Like fucking Phil Spencer, he gave Kojima money. He's making a new horror game for him. Sony, they gave some rights and they paid him, and he made games for them and stuff for them and made deals with them and things like that. But that man is mostly independent, and that's what I want ideally for a lot of studios that might split off or go into the void in the future. Hopefully more people get more independent. The only one that is the lesser of two evils right now is Nintendo. I don't see Nintendo like laying a bunch of people off. I don't see it. They aren't doing it. They aren't cutting studios down to the wire or completely getting rid of them. That's the only one that's the lesser of two evils. Sony sucks with this, and so does Microsoft. Let's be honest, we have to keep it a bug. They suck with this stuff now. If you aren't S tier, you're getting fired. That's what's happening right now. And I understand why it happens, but I don't have to necessarily agree with that understanding all of the time. It really sucks what happened with Tango. I'm glad they're with Crafton. We'll see what they do. I just wish they had Evil Within back, but these greedy motherfuckers, man, it's just it drives a fire under me. That's like a flaming inferno, like so much rage, dude. You have no idea. I hate this shit. I can't. I'm so disillusioned with acquisitions. You have no idea. But that's what I feel about this. Let's pray and hope that some of these IPs will thrive on to other studios that are hungry for them. But honestly, it does feel like there is a future of bleakness when you think about people being bought up, because look at this graveyard and look at EA as an example. I know I'm not a game developer. I never worked on a game, but there is a fear when you end up like this. And I think it goes across the board universally. I feel bad for these developers, I really do. And future, past tense, present tense, whatever. Hopefully these artists can continue to create in some fashion, in some way. Anyway, I'm signing out for real this time. I will see you guys next time. Later.